Today, we're going to show you the different variations on kick miking and how they sound different.
What's going on? I'm Tyler.
And I'm Travis.
This is
Twisted Transcription Studios.
Like he said, we're going to show you the different mic placement scenarios. Starting off with ours, we keep ours close to the resonant head, about 2 inches from the beaters. Almost midway of the drum, a little less than midway, like centered.
Right. With this kind of placement, you're going to get a lot of that beater slap, which is something that you want when you're playing metal, for me at least. Some of you guys might want a more full kick sound, but we like a lot of slap. We also want the punch that's there as well, and we found that this little placement is a great place to get that.
Now that you've heard that, we're going to move on to the second setup, which is
Halfway out of the porthole, which is where we started at. Check this clip out.
As he mentioned, that is how we started when we started our recording adventure. It's got a decent sound, it's not bad, but as he stated before too, it doesn't get that slap. We really want that. It's not a bad sound, but it's just not what we were wanting.
Right. It was hard to work with in post. It really wanted to have way too much low end, way too much bass. So I almost wanted to blow your freaking speakers every time you played it. You couldn't turn it down enough, and once you turned it down enough, then you couldn't hear it. It kind of got buried in the mud that is the low end of the mix. So we had to make a change. We went for the slap, but we still enjoyed the halfway in and out. Just don't sound as good anymore.
Moving on to the third setup, which will be same level, just directly outside the porthole.
Right. So with this one, you're getting a lot more of the oof of the kick drum.
You're not getting hardly any
Of the
punch or attack.
I mean, it's outside the porthole, so all the air and sound is traveling right to the mic, and that's what you're gonna only get. I feel like this might be a good placement for like some softer stuff, when you really just want like a thud instead of a punch.
Yeah.
Again, it's not for us. It's not for metal, in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure there are mixers, engineers out there that do metal that have one outside, but it's probably coupled with one inside. We aren't rich enough to do that.
Going on to the fourth setup, which will be dead center at the very bottom on the outside of the head. This one gives it, I feel like, a more of a classic rock sound. Similar to the other one, it's got a more of a bassy sound, and you're just still not getting that attack. It's not ideal for heavier stuff, especially if you're playing double bass, because
It blends.
yeah, you really want each individual hit.
Strike, yeah. I feel like this is a taste more punchy than just outside the porthole, because I feel like you're not getting all of that air rush.
Yeah, you're on the edge of the rim.
Yeah, feel like it's a little bit more punchy, but like you said, when you start running with it, I mean, you completely lose it. It's just one sound.
It'll sound like a subwoofer. On to the fifth and final setup. This was probably how they first started miking drums. I don't know. It's dead center, outside. They probably didn't have portholes. I know they didn't have portholes back then, so this is what they did.
So, that was the fifth and final placement. It was not my favorite sound. Again, you're getting no kick when you're doing the runs at all. It's not ideal for metal, personally.
Yeah, if you're wanting hard rock metal, if you're wanting to get that attack, the slap that we've been talking about, I would recommend going inside the drum itself. Like, you don't have to be directly on the head like we are, which we're about 2 inches, like I said. We've tried it in the middle. That picks up good. We've tried it closer to the front head. It picks up good. Resonant head. But it's better closer to the beaters because you're getting that attack and the slap. That's what you want.
To get this sound, you don't have to blow a bunch of money and buy one of those fancy mounts that goes inside your kick drum. We have ours on pillows. So you don't have to blow a bunch of money to get a nice click from your kick drum.
That also affects the sounds, which every drummer, if you've been doing it for a while, you know that. Put some pillows in there. I've got two in mine. I've got one sitting like this, and then one folded over like this, sitting on top of it with the mic on top of that.
Yeah.
Just trying to get as close to the beaters as I can.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I didn't want to buy a stand for that. So.
And on top of the simple placement and stuff like that, you might go back and listen to the tracks that we've just played and say, man, that one in the pillow sure sounded like crap by itself. I mean, because it is a lot of click. But you also have to keep in mind that your kick in the mix. You have to think about it in the mix, which is why we put it in the mix beside it. When we first heard that sound by itself and isolated it while we were recording, we were like, oh no, we're going to have to re-record this entire song. But you throw it in the mix and it sounds great.
Get the cymbals, the guitars, everything going together, and it's got a good punchy, slappy attack. Let's say it one more time. We hope this has been helpful. If so, give us some feedback and be sure to check out our other tutorial videos in the Worm series, and we've got another segment that is just tutorials.
Make sure you like, you subscribe, you smash that bell, and you drop a comment.
Find us on social media at Twisted Transcription, and we will see you next time.
Coming back in 3, 2, 1. So Nancy, how was your day?